Mr. Minton, good morning, everyone. So today is an historic day, and we're all happy to be here to announce and share the detail of an amazing agreement that has been met between TWU Local 100 and New York City Transit. Today, we are rolling out a new component of customer engagement. Those days of talking to token booth clerks through those glass, that microphone that sometimes work, that you can hear it off and on. We are announcing the rollout of these agents that will be coming out of the booth, doing direct engagement to our seniors, our tourists who oftentimes come to the city, unclear as to how to work our machines, just everyday New Yorkers who need assistance. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our president of Transit, New York City Transit, Rich Davey.
Thanks, Shanifa. Yeah, a couple claps, that's fine, I know. Uninspired today. Look, I couldn't be more excited to be here to announce this historic agreement with the TWU. I think folks may get sick and tired of hearing from me talk about that customer satisfaction is our North Star in New York City Transit. It is. And making sure that we're able to communicate with our customers effectively to help them around our complex system, to help them with our coming Omni system soon, to be able to provide directions, to be our eyes and ears in our station. That's what today is about. It's about the station agents of the future, a critically important part of who we want to be at New York City Transit, which is customer facing first. So we're excited to be announcing this initiative. We'll be rolling it out early next year, so all station agents will be out of the booth come early next year. We've piloted or begun training, 4-day training for our customer service, for our station agents in customer service, ADA training, a number of other components as well. But we're really excited to have worked with the TWU in this manner. Robert Kelly's here, he'll speak in a moment, to make sure that our people were taken care of, but at the same time that we're providing the highest possible level of customer service. I do want to call out a few folks, the station team, our station management team who's here, led by Jim Compton. Demetrius Critchlow, who's our Senior VP of Subways, helped broker this deal to make sure, again, it was a good balance for both our employees and for our customers. So really delighted to be part of this announcement and look forward to rolling it out in the new year. Shanifa, I'll give it back to you.
Thank you, Rich. Another major component of this announcement that we continue to strive for as we work and hear feedback from our customers, I'm going to turn it over to Quamel Arroyo, our Chief Accessibility Officer.
Thank you so much, Shanifa. And thank you all for being here. Good morning. I am Quamel Arroyo, and I have the pleasure to serve as MTA's Chief Accessibility Officer. Accessibility is a core value here at the MTA. You've heard that before. You've heard it from Jano, you've heard it from Rich, and you've seen it in our board meetings. But also, employee resource development and engagement is one of my own pillars and my team's pillars. And you see all of that come to life here today with this announcement. I am proud of the work done here by my colleagues, Rich, Demetrius, Jim, and others, to really transform and redefine customer delivery. And I know that though making customer service your goal is tough, Rich, it is the right goal. And I am confident that we'll be able to achieve that because we have partners like Robert Kelly and the TWU and other union leaderships who are behind us, really making this a priority, telling our customers that their safety, their ability to move around on their own time and independently is our priority, and we want to do everything possible to make that happen. So we're redefining what customer delivery looks like, and I am proud and excited about having roving agents because my team has been at the table reviewing the training that agents are going to get, which has already begun, and engaging with these agents, making this transition. That transition includes the point of view of the customers with disabilities, enhancing agents' knowledge base on existing tools, on assistive devices, and assistive technologies that currently live in our stations. Lastly, I was impressed by the agent's interest and curiosity in the potential for more technology that could further enhance accessibility in our system. This is huge for New York, this is huge for our tourists and all of transit. And I want to thank everyone who made this milestone possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Q. And without this partnership, as Q as well as Rich mentioned, we would not be able to come to this agreement. So I would like to invite up Robert Kelly from TWU Local 100.
So first and foremost, this is about protecting the employment of our station agents so they can continue to provide for their families. The Omni posed a very serious threat. We refuse to get left behind, like the Metro card and the toll booth clerks at Bridge and Tunnel. So we're going to move forward. We feel very confident that our agents are going to provide the service that they need to provide. And as we move forward, we know that they're going to be a vital part of the new way of doing business. Thank you.
I'd like to say a couple of words in Spanish for our Latin community, our Spanish-speaking community. Hoy es un tremendo día para la ciudad de Nueva York, para los turistas y para todos ellos, nuestros clientes que usan el sistema de tránsito. Hoy estamos anunciando que los agentes que existían debajo de una barrera, debajo de ese cristal, con un micrófono que a veces trabajaba, hoy saldrán, comenzará el entrenamiento para que puedan salir de esas casillas y hablar con nuestros clientes, ayudarlos, asistirlos a poder entrar al sistema y cuando estén dentro del sistema, ayudarlos a moverse independientemente. Para todos nosotros en Transit esto es un gran logro, pero para mí específicamente es algo genial porque neoyorquinos con discapacidad y turistas con discapacidad necesitan esa asistencia, ese apoyo, y ese apoyo hoy se realizará en una mucho mejor manera. Estamos redefiniendo lo que es el servicio al cliente y esto así es que comienza, escuchando a los clientes y dándole todo el apoyo y necesidad que ellos necesiten para integrarse al sistema y entrar independientemente. Gracias a todos.
Thank you, Q. Before we take questions, I do want to acknowledge and potentially have folks speak. I've got three of our finest station agents here today. A couple of folks who are a little more seasoned veterans and one rookie like me here at New York City Transit. You know, folks have gone through the training already, are excited about being able to provide this enhanced customer service. So I'll ask first Jeanette if you want to say a few words. She's a 22-year veteran of MTA, which makes her 21 and a half years longer tenured than me. She loves customers. She loves the job of what she's doing, and she works at Atlantic Ave and is a real staple in the community there. So, Jeanette, would you like to say a few words? Come on up. Star of the show.
Hi, good morning. Just looking forward to give the best customer service that I could give.
Yamina Smith, 11 months in the job, which still makes her more senior than me, by the way, so she has more seniority. Also really loves the job of helping customers, and I think is truly excited about being able to get beyond the booth to come out and work with customers directly, and really sees this as a new role and a new way for her and all of her colleagues to be helping our customers. So, Yamina, you want to say a few words? You don't have to. You're okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Perfect. She's going to save those words for our customers. And last but not least, and one of the other of three stars of the show here today, Dwayne Boothman. He's got 19 years in the job, is a mainstay in our system, big smile, loves to work with our customers, and is also, I think, pretty excited about this new opportunity as well. Dwayne, you're welcome to say a few words if you wish, please. Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going from, I've been here for 19 years, so I'm looking forward to going from an interaction, going to now to more of a reaction. So now we're going to be working with them. So I'm looking forward to that. So we can be our own hands with them and doing what we have to do out there. So thank you, everybody.
So with that, we'll take questions. Tim, you want to moderate the...
Can you clarify whether it's now an option for the agents to leave the booths or a requirement, and sort of clarify how that's supposed to work? You start your shift and you must leave the booth, or you can?
Yeah, no, the expectation is the primary functions for the station agents will be out of the booth. We expect them, for example, to be walking the entire station at least a couple times during their tour. Our station agents will have cell phones, all of them, so if they witness, see an issue that needs to be addressed to management or to law enforcement, they'll have the ability to do that. There'll certainly be times when the booth is, some of their duties will bring them back in the booth. They may need to make a phone call to our rail control center, fill out a report, but the expectation is the majority of their time now will be spent, in and around the fare array, helping customers, giving directions, even being out on the platform. All right. Well, we go. What about the buses? No, he didn't like that. But making sure that, that our customers are being served in a real touch manner.
Up to that, what we're hearing from some of the customers is, well, the one nice thing about the booth is that's where I know I can find them. So if you're in a station and there's nobody in the booth and you don't know where they are, how concerned are you that unintentionally you're taking away customer service?
Yeah, I don't think so, right? Because our expectation is, because this is where the fare is, where the customers generally have a lot of questions, certainly with Omni, as Omni comes on, that the station agent will largely be probably roving in this area. But to the extent that a customer has an issue, we still have the help points that are available. And I think what I've been hearing from customers, at least in my transit talks, is with cash out of the booth now, more self-service when it comes to transactions. Can we see the station agents out and about? So I think weighing those concerns, it's far better to have our agents out walking, roving, and providing customer service in these kinds of areas.
And that was the last thing, cash out of the booths, which has been for a while now, but this makes it official.
Cash is not returning to the booth. It's been gone for 2.5 years. 40% of our subway customers today use Omni. We want to obviously grow that. But and certainly the Omni machines will still accept cash in the future, so it's not as if a cash transaction won't be allowed. Obviously, MetroCards still today do. So cash will be available self-serve, but the booths will no longer, haven't for a couple of years, they'll no longer have that function.
Hello, how are you? Oh, nice. Quick question. Can you go into, and I got here a little late, so sorry if, the training, and when do they step in? When do they, I'm sure, they're concerned about their safety and what you said flag down a police officer, but what does that look like for them?
Yeah, so we have a 4-day training, which includes, for example, de-escalation training, but a lot of it has to do with customer service, working with our customers who are disabled, for example, understanding what tools are available in the system. I don't think we've done a very good job personally of communicating with our employees, so that this training is to do that. But fundamentally, we want our employees to use their common sense. If there is any issue whatsoever, that they should be, reporting it to police, or if necessary, retreating back to the booth. Thankfully, we've had very, very few instances. I mean, obviously, we have our station cleaners and other employees that are out today in the stations, and thankfully, we've had very few instances, although one is too many, of any assaults of our employees. But I want them to use their common sense. Their safety is critically important. This is something that Robert and I talked a lot about, and we're going to make sure that management and labor are out over these next months as we transition out of the booth to see if there are any conditions which we have to address either at transit or with NYPD. But I think the goal, though, your point is kind of flipping on its head, which is, for that agent right there in the booth, her visual perspective of this station is very limited. If we're able to get her out of the booth, walk the platform, for example, maybe see someone, doing something, be able to call it in, call the police potentially, call RCC, call Homeless Services, but otherwise be able to report issues. But safety is paramount. We do not want our employees to put themselves in harm's way, and I want them to use their common sense.
Hey, Rich. I wanted to follow up. Is this on? I wanted to follow up on what Andrew asked earlier. If they're out of the booth, couldn't that make it? And they're going up all along the platform and the station. This is a pretty big station. Couldn't that make it more difficult for a customer to find someone who can help assist them with stuff?
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, perhaps in a particular instance, but I do think that, again, what I'm hearing from customers is that getting agents out of the booth to be able to interact, sometimes these microphones and glass panels are not helpful in terms of communication. But as I said, I mean, we expect that the fare array will probably be the principal place where where our station agents are at. Of course, we have parts of stations that are completely unstaffed, and so I would argue in that instance, those customers are getting no customer service whatsoever. So being able to move about, I think, is a far better approach than being stationary behind a booth with very limited view.
Okay, and also, and you're saying there's no cash in the booth. Is there, if someone comes up to a station agent and asks for help with Omni or whatever, is the station agent able to actually put money on for them or help them with the financials of getting onto the train and stuff?
Well, we will be rolling out fare vending machines for Omni early next year, I think, for some tests, right? And so those machines will be able to accept cash. So I think that's part of the program we wish to encourage. But I would say to you as well, I don't know about you, I'm in the system all the time, and I see customers queued up in front of MetroCard machines using credit cards to buy a card when they can just tap and go. And so my hope and my expectation, is that getting folks out of the booth, they can also begin to cross-market Omni as a, as a way to pay to get into our system. So, but yes, the cash, cash hasn't been in the booth for 2 years, 2.5 years. Folks will still be able to use cash on their MetroCard machines and in the future in Omni.
That is quite an introduction.
A business card.
Yes, I don't have them yet. Can you talk a little bit more about the agreement you reached with the TWU and if there is the potential for layoffs once you've rolled out the Omni system?
The intent is for no layoffs whatsoever. We obviously have a fiscal cliff, which is a challenge, but put that aside for a moment. The reason why we came to this agreement, frankly, was to put a stake in the ground to say, for New York City Transit, the station agent of the future is critically important to the kind of service that we want to provide. And there are still going to be, we have almost 4 million customers in our subway system every day. Some are New Yorkers who've been using the system for a long time. Others are new to town or tourists who might find our system a little confusing. With Omni coming, a total new fare payment, talk about a large change management project for the city of New York. We need our station agents to be providing, a level of customer service that requires them to be out of the booth. So this is our commitment, our joint commitment to say, no, the intent is for this, for these 2,000 plus station agents to continue to be part of our transit family and to provide a heightened level of customer service.
But aren't some token booths going unmanned, or has that changed?
Some have, certainly, but right now, again, and this is the point earlier, which is being tied to a booth. Some are open, some are many are open, some are closed. Having an agent be able to be around both inbound and outbound platforms, for example, and other locations is key.
And I could just ask something off topic. There was a report about. Okay.
Hi. I think of the Glaston booths as a kind of icon of New York City. Are there any plans to change the appearance of the booths or change them architecturally now that they're a little prison for our agents here?
Put bars on them maybe? Or no, no, the answer is no. We're not going to be spending money to invest in the booth per se. I do agree. It is an iconic sort of New York moment, which is why we're having sort of this announcement, because I think it is historic. The booth will have still validity. As I mentioned, the agents may need to use that phone to call our rail control center, fill out reports, for example. So there will be, there will be times certainly agents will be in the booth for legitimate purposes and reasons, for sure. So, but no, there's no intent to change the architecture of the booths per se. There's no intent to remove the booths, for example.
I'm a mom, and I am constantly helping others carry strollers around. Will that be part of the agent's new duties now that they're freed a bit?
So for liability reasons, we ask our employees to be helpful, but not to actually carry stroller, particularly with a child in it. Sadly, I did that a few weeks ago and was cautioned that I probably, while intent was good, probably should have done that, maybe to ask the mom to take the child out of the stroller. But look, I mean, also our agents will have, various, physical capabilities as well. So we have to be careful of that. I mean, obviously the good news is we continue to push for more accessibility in our system, but we want to weigh both the, the convenience factor with also that potential safety factor, if that makes sense. For customers who require it, yes, obviously, so obviously if a customer needs the gate to be open and for some reason it's not working, of course, as they do today.
Okay. Hi. There was a report in Gothamist today about getting rid of the Manhattan-style seats on certain lettered lines. I'm wondering if you could explain why you're getting rid of those seats that face, you can look out the window, because people like them.
The so-called conversational seats. I mean, we've been getting rid of them for years, right? It's been part of our car procurement. I mean, fundamentally, it's about passenger flow and it's about capacity, right? So those seats, as I think, I didn't see the story yet, but at least when I chatted with a reporter, I talked about a little bit of the romanticism, perhaps, of the seats. But this is all about building for capacity in the future and passenger flow, and that has been a challenge. So as the new cars come in, we will continue to phase those out.